Hi, everyone, and welcome to Goals That Stick, your blueprint for year-round health and fitness success. My name is Kayla Barrett. I'm the Fitness and Wellness Program Manager with Permis Health, and my passion is helping people create sustainable, meaningful changes that last all year. Today, we're going to spend time learning how to set goals that truly stick, and then at the end, you're going to have some time to write down your own goals. So a few of the things we're going to cover today: why goal setting matters, some common pitfalls. We're going to review the SMART goal framework and why SMART goals work. We're going to cover a little bit of goal stacking and why it's important to set meaningful goals, and then go into a little bit of a year-round strategy, and then end with some tools, resources, and an activity. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we're going to start with why goal setting matters. So goals give us direction and purpose. They help us measure progress and stay motivated. Without them, it's easy to lose focus or quit. Think of goals as your roadmap. They keep you moving forward. Now, let's talk about some things that can go wrong when we're setting goals. So sometimes we can set very vague goals like I want to get fit, I want to exercise. And while these are excellent goals, they don't really have a direction or a plan. There's nowhere that you can mark what is fit. So trying to make sure that our goals are very specific. Sometimes we try to change too much. So tomorrow I'm going to do 10 things that I never do in my day. I'm going to exercise for 2 hours. I'm going to drink an entire gallon of water. I'm going to read for an hour. And so when we try to make these just dramatic changes in our life, a lot of times we find ourselves reverting back just because it's too much at one time. And then another thing is just not having any sort of tracking or accountability. We can almost forget what we're working on. So if this sounds familiar, the good news is that there are some fixes for these common pitfalls. All right, so SMART goals can help solve a lot of these problems. We've all seen SMART goals, I believe, but what SMART stands for is specific. So our goal is clear, it's focused, we know what we're trying to accomplish, it's measurable. This is a huge one that I think we forget a lot of. How am I going to know when I reach my goal? How can I track it? Is it a number? Is it a specific day that something happens? Is it an event? How are we going to measure this goal? Is it achievable? Is it realistic for your lifestyle? Are you going to have to completely uproot your entire life to make this goal happen? Are you going to be able to still do pick up and drop off? Are you going to still be able to get sleep at night? Or is this goal going to be completely unachievable because it just won't work with your lifestyle? Is it relevant? Does it matter to you? Are you setting this goal because someone else has kind of imposed this goal on you? Or is this a goal that truly speaks to your heart? Is this a goal that's going to stay with you because you care about it and it matters? And then time bound. And this is just one of those things where it holds us to a deadline. So it's so great when we make these changes and we have these amazing plans and paths, but if we don't put a time on it, it can sort of go indefinitely, and then we're more likely to sort of fall because we haven't restricted it to a certain amount of time. So instead of saying, I want to exercise more, something like, I want to walk for 20 minutes 3 times a week for the next month. So it's a very specific thing. We're walking, we're going for 20 minutes. We know it's 3 times a week, and we're going to do it for a month. And so we have that short little goal that we can set for ourselves. We work on it over the month and we adjust as we go. So we've all seen SMART goals. So why do SMART goals work? So SMART goals help us create clarity. They're going to build our confidence, and they're going to encourage consistency. They keep us on track. They turn really big dreams and ideals and hopes into actionable steps. So in the realm of SMART goals, we're going to look a little bit into goal stacking. And so goal stacking essentially means linking small goals together to help you build momentum. So Let's say that you want to be healthier. You just overall want to have a healthier lifestyle. So maybe you start by having a little bit more water each day. So every morning I'm going to have a glass of water, or every day I'm going to have a 10-minute walk. So trying to find these little tiny links in our day that we can add into our day, and then we're going to build on them. So we take that 10-minute walk after lunch. Maybe that's our only walk for the day. But then maybe next week we add in a 15-minute walk after dinner. Maybe we add in a second glass of water. Maybe we're not doing any strength training. So we start with 10 minutes of strength training twice a week, and then we build on those goals. And so they become a little bit more part of our life. And it doesn't feel like we're just making these massive changes. Instead, we're just building. We're getting better. We really enjoyed strength twice a week. So maybe we're going to do 20 minutes of strength twice a week. We're liking the feeling, we're enjoying it, we're learning, we're getting better at it. So we're adding more as we get better at these things, and they fit a little bit more into our life. So let's look at meaningful goals, because I think this plays a really, really big part in if we stick to a goal. So while you're making your goal, ask yourself, why does this matter to me? How is this going to improve my life? When your goals connect to your values, they're more likely to stick. I want to keep jogging because my son loves to run and play, and I want to be able to keep up with him. I want to be able to take really long walks because my dog loves long walks, and I want to make sure that I can take my dog on really long walks and keep up and be healthy and happy. So why does this matter to me? How is it going to improve my life? And so when we do make that connection, we're more likely to stick to our goals. So now let's look at sort of a year-round strategy. And so I think a lot of times we like to set these big 365-year goals. And so this year, what we're going to work on instead is breaking our big goals into quarterly milestones. So maybe you really want to run a marathon at the end of the year. Well, if you're not running currently, just saying, I'm going to run a marathon is a massive goal. It's an amazing goal, but it's massive. So let's say we're going to run a marathon in October or November. And then let's go ahead and break up where we want to be in each quarter of the year. So I really want to be able to do a 5K at this pace by April 22nd. And we pick something, maybe we pick a race to sign up for, maybe we pick an event, making sure that we break up our big goals, but then we're also regularly checking in with ourselves. So maybe we go ahead and we put something on our calendar. And so if we come to the point and our calendar invite pops up and we realize we're not on track, that's a good time to say, okay, I didn't get to my goal. I'm not on track. How can I adjust my goal now so that it fits with my life and it still works for me to make it to my goal? Breaking your big goals into quarterly milestones, schedule regular check-ins, and then you just need to adjust as life changes. That flexibility is going to help you keep on track. Our lives are regularly changing, and so our mornings change, our afternoons change, our work days change. So just make sure that you're flexible, and that quarterly check-in helps you adjust as needed. Some tools and resources that you can use through the year, kind of habit trackers, fitness apps, those can help you keep on track. Maybe you find an accountability partner or a journal, so someone to actually talk to you about your goals. So these tools are going to make your progress visible and help you keep motivated, and that's going to be different for everybody. All right, so now together, what we're going to do, it's your turn. We're going to take just a minute here, and I would like everyone to think of at least one goal. It doesn't necessarily have to be a SMART goal right this second, but just think of one goal that you are looking forward to in 2026. And as just an added bonus, if you can identify your first step towards that goal. So if your goal is a weight loss goal, if it's a health goal, if it's a mental health goal, maybe you want to improve your mental health in 2026. And so maybe that first step for you is, I'm going to write down 3 things I'm grateful for every week. So think of something that is your first stack in that step. And if you have a Post-it note or something, you can go ahead and write it down. Maybe you put it on your mirror, maybe you put it on your phone, your computer, anywhere that you can see so that you can help follow along with that goal. And then if you'd like, so if you follow that QR code, we do have some printable goal sheets that you can use. And so if you want to print them and have them at home to look at or to work on, or maybe you spend a little more time on your goal, those sheets, there are 4 versions that you can use, just because I know that everyone's brains work a little bit differently. So Find a worksheet that resonates with you. Maybe use an app that resonates with you. It's whatever works for you, and bring that into 2026. But thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, let me know.